Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Clear the Ice. I'm your host, Mike Laro. Flyers fall tonight, 3-0. Matty B is still going on over there, over on our channel as well. So, you guys that are on Facebook trying to watch this, it's going to be kind of a rough thing. It's going to be kind of going in and out. Only thing I can say is right now, it's probably not going to let me kick it over on Facebook until Matty B gets off. So once Matty gets off, you will be able to see this over there as well. But the Flyers lose tonight 3-0. Definitely not the fault of Dan Vladar tonight. I kind of felt like he was kind of a couple bad plays by two people. One, Matvey Michkov did not pick up a guy entering the zone. Also, Travis Sanheim's got to do better. You cannot let a guy hang out down at the goal line and be able to put that puck in the net the way he did. I'm sorry. For me, it's just you cannot do that. You can't do that. I got a couple comments kicking in right now. Joe Hale saying, "Hey everyone," he was like, "Tough loss." Yeah, Joe, it is considering what the Flyers had in front of them tonight. Flyers had a chance tonight to get even closer to not only the New York Islanders, they had a chance also to get closer to the Boston Bruins. Chance blown. So that 3-game winning streak has to start over now. Now they got to go into Pittsburgh, who, by the way, also was losing. Last I checked, we will go around the NHL scoreboard tonight as well as we get closer to this. So like I said, I'm going to keep trying to get you guys up and on Facebook. Like I said, Matty B has been talking nonstop over there. So trying to get connected onto Facebook has been an issue, but you can definitely stay with us through X and also on YouTube until this Facebook problem is cleared. But we're going to get into the scoring right now with this game tonight, and I'll tell you what, it was, for, Vanacek, he was out for a minute for this Mammoth team. He was out and comes back tonight and gets a shutout. And I'll tell you what, for me, this was a game for the Flyers where really they had a chance, man. They had a chance to really, really get some ground tonight, and this loss kind of cost them. But we're going to get into it as we look into the playoffs. I'm just going to kind of hold off on this right now as this thing keeps popping up for Facebook. We're going to leave that go for a minute. I will kind of put it up as we go along here, but it all started. First goal came in the second period, about 1:38 time in the first period from Nick Schmaltz from Dylan Gunther. Dylan Gunther's been having an awesome year for the Mammoth. He would assist on it. He's usually the guy that puts the puck in the net. He would assist on the goal along with Dirtz, giving the Mammoth a 1-0 lead, and it would stay like that until the 8:03 mark of the second period when Clayton Keller would put the puck in the net on a backhand shot. This is the one that, for me, really I got a little angry at. If you watch the replay on this, Matvey Michkov, you don't know where he is in this. Like, he really, if you watch this replay, I'm going to see if I can bring this replay up. And, oh, hold on. I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, if you were able to see that, and the way he just came in on that breakaway was definitely, and I mean definitely, Matvey Michkov's fault. He let Clayton Keller get behind him. And you cannot do that. You cannot let somebody get behind you like that. And to me, that was the difference in the game right there. I felt like, they had a chance to go ahead and try to get back in this game which you got to give Vanek credit or Vanacek credit in this game. He made some really good saves. Made one on Noah Cates. He made one on Bobby Brink. Also, right off the bat, right off the opening faceoff, he made a pretty good save. So, Vanacek, you really got to tip your cap to tonight. But again, Flyers did not get enough pressurized shots around Vanacek tonight. He did not do that. And for me, I don't know why they didn't get in front of the net like they did in previous games, but it was just non-existent tonight. It was very non-existent. Third period, you would get Sarcone would score 18-12, empty netter. He was cherry picking. It kind of, puck kind of bounced back to him. He had a wide open net to put it away with the three, with the shot. Empty netter. So that would be your final in this one, as the Mammoth would go on to beat the Flyers 3-0 in this game. And for me, like I said, the more you try to move on from this game, and when you see later on with the when we take the trip around the National Hockey League, when we take that trip around, you will definitely see what happened here. Shots on goal, Mammoth 23-16. Flyers did do better in faceoffs tonight. It was an actual 50-50 split with faceoffs. Power play, Flyers 0 for 3 with the man advantage tonight. Again, this has been an issue for 4 years going on. 4 years now. 4 years straight of going on the same issues. Power play, power play, power play. They cannot score on the damn power play. And to be honest with you, this has been one of the frustrating parts of this game for the Flyers with me. They cleared house. They brought in Taka. They brought in new coaches for this. And to me, I have seen they've gotten a little better on the power play, but not much. And you cannot have 3 power plays tonight and not put the puck in the net. I'm sorry. And, again, one of the things that was bad with this was them actually going and, was Utah going in. They were 1 for 2 on the power play. They put the puck in the net. They put the puck in the net. And to me, it's been frustrating to watch this. And this has been a part of the Flyers game where really it has been a pain in the you-know-what. Penalty minutes, it was 6-4. Favor Utah. Utah had 6 minutes. Flyers had 4. Also, if you're looking at it, hits, Flyers out-hit the Mammoth 29-21. Block shots, Mammoth held a slight advantage, 18-17. Giveaways, 19 for the Mammoth, 12 for the Flyers. Takeaway, each team with 4. This was the last of the season series, as the Flyers dropped both games in the season series. They lost January 21st, 5-4, and then lost tonight 3-0. So they go 0-2 against the former Arizona Coyotes, if that's what you want to kind of put there. But this was just bad, man. This was just really bad, and it really was. They just played very lethargic tonight. You had a chance, and this is why now I am going to take you guys around the league for the scores as we come upon. Actually, we will be doing the games that are in progress right now as we speak. Right now in Nashville, with about just under 15 minutes left to go in the third period, it is all Predators, and the Predators are helping the Flyers out with a 5-1 lead right now over the Boston Bruins, and they're on the power play right now as we speak. The Jets, 3-1 right now with about just under 12 minutes left to go in the third period. That score is 3-1 Jets. Ottawa and Calgary are tied 1-1 with about 10 minutes left to go in the they are in the second period. Now, last night the Flyers got some they got some help last night. The Ducks with a 5-1 win over the Islanders last night. Right now, with about just under 20 seconds left to go in the first period, Islanders are losing again right now, losing 1-0 to the Kings, and they had their chance, man. This is their chance. And we're going to see in the standings when I should tell you guys the standings. The Flyers had a chance in this. Final for Madison Square Garden earlier on, it was the Rangers 6, the Maple Leafs 2. Right here again, another team that is ahead of the Flyers in the division. Penguins lost 5-1 to the Buffalo Sabres. It was the Columbus Blue Jackets for the Panthers 2. Our old buddy Ivan Provorov with a power play goal in that game. So the Flyers had a chance, man. We're going to bring up the standings right here. Eastern Conference right now. They are sitting, the Flyers are at 67 points. The Islanders are at 75. They're 8 points now back between them and Pittsburgh. Again, they're 8 points behind Pittsburgh. They are 6 points behind the Boston Bruins. And if you look at it, they literally have Washington in front of them. They have Washington. They're tied with Ottawa, but Washington's in front of them. Columbus is in front of them. All right, because Columbus has got 72 points. All right. And then literally Boston, Montreal, New York, and Pittsburgh. This is crazy. This is crazy to see that this team, right before the break, okay, 2 weeks before the break, was in the second place of their division and is now 7th or 6th in the conference. They are 6th. Like, actually, if you take a look at it now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They're 12th. They're 12th right now. So, Joe says, if Tippett gets traded, what do the Flyers get back? I think they get a mid-level pick back. He is a young player. He's a good player. It's going to be interesting to see. Me and Maddie were talking about it earlier. Me and Maddie were definitely talking about this earlier when we said to you, hey, that the Flyers would, with Bobby Brink's name being linked to those Tampa Bay Lightning, okay? You have Ristolainen, who is being rumored, which I found very ironic. The Flyers played them tonight. If you went around the NHL, there were a lot of guys that were being held off of their teams in lieu of tomorrow's trade deadline. Toronto was one of them. Scotty Lawton, our old buddy Scotty Lawton, he was pulled from the starting lineup. So, for him to not be available tonight to play says something. There was other people around the league. I think it's going to get hot and heavy and fast tomorrow. So make sure you guys are probably on your screens, taking a look, seeing what goes where. Again, I don't think Konechny goes anywhere on this trade deadline. I do think guys like Brink, Owen Tippett, and Ristolainen will go. I personally would love to see them trade Travis Sanheim as well to get younger. Hell, even Cam York. I love Cam York. I thought he was a great pick for the Flyers. I would love to see him kind of get his just due and go ahead and get traded. So I would love to see that happen. I truly would. And, the much younger they can get. I don't agree with the whole Mitchkov trade thing. I think he can be a guy who can put this team on his shoulders. He's a young kid. No young kid. Even Sidney Crosby, when he came over from, when he came to play for the Penguins, they had to put guys around him to kind of help him become the player that he was. He was a good player, But for him to become great, they had to put other great people around him. People are expecting Mitchkov to come here and be this great player. There's no great players around him. He has decent players around him, Mitchkov does, but he doesn't have great players around him here. So no, I'm not on board with trading Mitchkov at all. If you're going to trade Mitchkov, I wanted him to have at least another 2 years here to see what this guy can do. And I want to see guys like Ristolainen, who's been here, which, by the way, Risto, congratulations tonight. Your 800th career game in the NHL. Congratulations from this Flyers fan. Not because of anything you did, but I hope it's your last one, because that means you would have gotten moved and we would have been able to acquire more assets. As Matty pointed out when I jumped on the final word with him, Flyers got 5 picks. They need more picks. Joe Hale says, I want to see the Flyers get younger. Me too. By the time Porter Marone comes up here, I want Porter Marone coming with some backup. I do. And right now, we don't have that in our system. We have a bunch of muck and grinders that, I'm sorry, I other than Porter Marone, I haven't been happy with the guys that they have drafted, okay? I'm not. The guy that they took last year at 21 that they could have gotten in the second round, I thought that was a reach. Lachenko was a reach. So, again, I think these guys will be decent, maybe third, fourth line centers. But Porter Marone's got to come up with people. He's got to come up with guys. And looking back on this whole thing that fell apart with Cutter Gauthier is really, really kind of a kick in the pants, because now you would have been sitting here with Mitchkov, and you would have Mitchkov and Cutter Gauthier right now with Porter Marone coming in the wings if this would have played out right. So, again, the Flyers have nobody to blame but themselves. I don't know what happened with the Cutter Gauthier situation where he did not want to be here. But obviously, the young man didn't want to be here. Something skewed him from going away and playing here in Philadelphia. And, now if you look at it, would I say that Cutter Gauthier would never play for the Flyers? I don't think so. I think we've seen weirder things happen. Would it surprise me in a few years if the Flyers have to shell out big money to bring him in as a free agent? If he turns out to be the player that he's projected to be, so, you could see Cutter in a Flyers uniform, but they're definitely going to have to pay for him, and probably pay a hefty penny. He says, does Coots get moved? I don't know. What kind of market does Sean Couturier have? That's what I'm looking at. What can you fetch back for a Sean Couturier? Maybe a second rounder? I don't think they're going to give you a young prospect for a guy like Sean Couturier. You might get a mid-level prospect back for a guy like Couturier. That's about it. I could say. But anyway, we can go on and on and on. Trade deadline, I do believe, ends at 3:00 tomorrow. So make sure you guys have it on there, and just keep your phones in tab. Let's see what Flyers get moved tomorrow. Let's see what Flyers get picked up. But they fall tonight. They lose a golden opportunity, man. Golden opportunity to try to catch the Penguins, the Islanders, the Bruins, the Canadians. They had a great chance to try and catch those teams as we get ready as they get ready to try to do this final playoff run. I don't know, man. To me, it was just a wasted opportunity. Your NHL slate for tomorrow, Friday, March 6th, you will have Florida visiting Detroit at 7:00. I feel like one of the games of the weekend right here. Colorado goes to Dallas to take on the Stars, the Avalanche and Stars. That is at 8:00. Canucks and Blackhawks in Chicago at 8:30. Hurricanes at Oilers at 9 o'clock. Canadians at Ducks. Wild at the Golden Knights. And then on Saturday, we have another full tilt. Flyers and Penguins, they kick everything off. Or actually, I'm sorry. Bruins and Capitals kick everything off on ABC, where Bruins, you'll be kind of, who do you pull for in that one? The Capitals are right there. So that would be your 12:30 game Saturday afternoon. 3 o'clock game, Rangers at Devils. 2 5:30 starts, guys, where you have the Predators and Sabres. Predators going to Buffalo. Flyers are in Pittsburgh to take on the Penguins. Later that night, you have the Lightning playing the Mammoth. I'm sorry, Lightning playing the Maple Leafs. Mammoth are at the Blue Jackets. There's 7 o'clock starts. Also, Canucks at Jets. That is also a 7 o'clock start. Canadians at Kings, 7 o'clock start. And then you have Hurricanes at the Flames. Islanders at the Sharks as they continue their Western swing. Senators and Kraken. So the Flyers can really kind of pick up some games here over the weekend. So if you take a look at it, also on this weekend's got some really, really good games to take a look at. Vegas Golden Knights and the Oilers, they're on ESPN Sunday night. Also on ESPN, you have Red Wings and Devils from Jersey. You also have Lightning and Sabres, 6 o'clock on Sunday. And then you have Penguins and Bruins. So Penguins got a back-to-back. Both home games. They have a back-to-back. They got Flyers and then Bruins coming in this weekend. So a very, very filled weekend here in the NHL. Flyers got to pick it back up, though, on Sunday. And this is this week's Matty B will have you covered with the Flyers this week. So make sure you guys definitely tune in for that, as Matty will be on the call, and he'll be pulling some weekend work this weekend. Also, coming up next week, the next week's schedule hasn't been put up. I don't have it yet to kind of put it up here. Let me see if I can add it in here real quick. Oh, no. Oh, nope, not yet. I thought I could add it in here. Hold on. Nope. I thought I saved it. All right, let me check it out. All right, cool. Oh no. Oh. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just trying to save this graphic here for you so I can put it in. And then now I can try to see if I can bring it up in this thing so I can show you guys. But this is our schedule. Like I said, Matty, I'll have you guys there. And the new one coming up for next week. This is next week's schedule. I'm sorry. There you go. I got it in. Yeah, me and Matty actually we got 4 games next week. I kick it off Monday. Flyers and Rangers. So then Matty will have Flyers Capitals. I will have Flyers and the Minnesota Wild. And then Matty gets you on Saturday for Flyers and I believe, I'm sorry, yeah, Flyers and Columbus Blue Jackets. So there you go. Joe Hale saying great show as always. Joe, thank you so much for joining in. Guys, I had 38 live viewers on this one. Joe was the only one kind of giving me some feedback, but I appreciate everyone. Believe it or not, our highest spike so far, we got up to, on this live feed, even with the problems with Facebook, this tonight, we actually jumped up at one point in this video to over 180 people jumping in here. So there you go. Joe says, Mike, did you hear I'm meeting Maxey and Embiid? No, Joe, I did not. But do me a favor. when you meet Joel Embiid, make sure you stand far enough away from him so you don't injure him, because he might, injure his big toe or something walking over to try to meet you, because that guy can't stay healthy to stay a lick. So, and but if you do, Joe, I'm glad for you there, buddy. Though I hope you get a chance to meet him. I hope they, you know, they answer all your questions and you have a really great time meeting them. Again, guys, Flyers fall 3-0 tonight. Matty B will be on the call Saturday. Strange start time. 5:30 drops the puck in Pittsburgh. Weird time for a Saturday. So I guess around 7:30, 8 o'clock, be right here on this network for Matty B. And this is our schedule. We are off air tomorrow. That's right. There's no show on tomorrow. Al has something to do, so there will not be no Philly Friday Night Frenzy. Gridiron Weekly will be popping on. That's right. They will be moving to their new time as JT and Will and the guys will be jumping on over there for Gridiron Weekly, as they will have you covered. I actually had the privilege of being on that show a couple of times, actually produced for them a couple of times as well. Great guys, very knowledgeable. So make sure you guys check them out Saturday morning as they go, probably getting you ready for the start of NFL tampering. That's right. NFL tampering starts Monday. So they'll probably have all the ins and outs and everything that you guys need to see. Again, guys, Flyers fall 3-0. Matty B will have you on Saturday, right after the Penguins game. I'm Mike Lauro. You guys have a great night, guys, and I will see you Sunday morning with Al. So, again, enjoy your Thursday night. Have a great week.